a state of upheaval, but my wife and I are going to go walk the beach. It is our anniversary week after all, so we're going to go for a walk. But that paint has taken a wicked long time to dry up there. I'm just hoping that by tomorrow it gets dry enough to where I can sand it out and do a whole thing on the cabin top. Just a little bit distressing, but very humid weather, and I'm afraid this is just what we're going to be dealing with all week. So, all right, hey, we're out of here. Going to go do a walk down on Dowses Beach. Well, guys, it's a wreck out here. I got back from my walk with my wife. Before that, we ate. Sharon and I had to run uptown and get all our Chinese food for the family for the night. And after we did Chinese, like I said, we went for a long walk at Dowses. And so, anyway, but I'm back, and I'm going to get out here in the cockpit and do a massive amount of cleanup. I just left everything on a wreck. And the other thing that's got to be done, see, with the hatch covers gone and the tracks off from here, this is wide open to the trees up here, and I hate those cussed pine trees. And I'm sure that when I get out here in the morning, there's going to be a whole bunch of pine debris. As I said before, if you have a boat, never park under a pine tree. Not a good idea. So, all right, listen, we'll catch you guys in the morning. Well, I got the cockpit all cleaned up, and tarp pulled back, washboards in, so at least I will keep the old crappy tree debris out of the cabin for the night. And we'll be out here in the morning, and we'll catch you guys bright and early. Well, guys, here we are Wednesday morning, and this is why there's no way I'm going to be able to paint today. We've got southwest 10 to 20 all day. And right now it's going about 15 out of the southwest. And with all that going on, okay, this is what we're dealing with right here. And those trees shed all over this boat. And if I try to go in here and paint this, and by the way, this is all dry now. I can go ahead and sand this out and go ahead and do the whole flat out on the side of the cabin top with no problem. But I mean, like I said, this is what I'm going to be getting in it. So what I'm going to do, I guess for the next time down here, is to arrange some sort of a tent structure so that I can paint inside without worrying about this crap getting all in the paint. I mean, what a situation. Okay, so this is what is happening all over the boat that is exposed. That's a wonderful little drop of pine sap. And what happens, it lands on the seat and it spreads out and it becomes a gooey mess, and other dirt and garbage gets stuck into it. So I've got out my mineral spirits. I'm going to clean that one up. I have found a secret to keeping these seats clean, because these seats, because of the texture of them, get really grungy. I love this stuff that my brother gave me. It says it's a special paint that you paint on, or use a roller on, and you have a nice little texture thing going on it, right? Because I mean, it's kind of needful on when you're on seats that you may be standing on or moving in and out of the cockpit and so forth. But what I found was, by using the mineral spirits to get this stuff off, and then go ahead and use Tough Stuff. Where is it? Where's my Tough Stuff? Right here. Tough Stuff, which I think has bleach in it or something like that. And then what I do, I take a brush and I scrub the Tough Stuff into it, and the bristles get down and make this stuff effective. And when I wipe it off, oh my goodness, it really, really helps to brighten everything up and get a lot of the grunge out of the pores. So anyway, well, at least I've got one solution for the grunge look. Because of the texture, it does tend to pick up and hold on to grunge. But all right, that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and get this little spot cleaned up and do the rest of the seat. Okay, so I have my tent set up. I've got this with a good tie rope around the top of it over that post, and run down to 2 cinder blocks down here. One of them to hold it out and the other one to hold it back at the right angle. So that is good and tight. And I've already got this all sanded out and Windex to clean it up a little bit over the top of the eyebrow there. And so my next process, I guess, is going to be to go ahead and try to paint the starboard side. And I'm going to have to do this one piece at a time. I'm not going to worry about getting every single bit of this as much as I can. I want to be able to get the starboard side completely done, and then when that's done, we'll move over and do the port. The idea here is to get this all done on both port and starboard, so that I can go ahead and bed the tracks and get my companionway put back together with the hatches and so forth. So, all right, that's so far so good. Let's see if we can make this work. Well, starboard is done for now, but got a long way to go because this has all got to dry down, and this is very slow drying, easy epoxy. But hey, it's at least this side's done, and I can go ahead and this is all 2 coats or more actually because of what was already down there, and I can go ahead and bed and get the starboard track home for the cockpit hatchway, but excuse me, not cockpit, companionway. But there's not much point because you can't have a hatch covers in without 2 tracks. So anyway, it's so stinking hot, and I don't dare to move this this tunnel I've created, because if I do, I'm going to get crap all over my fresh paint. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to get this done on the other side. I got one more day to get it done, and that's tomorrow, and that's my anniversary tomorrow. So we shall see how this is going to all work out. All right, so a little side project here. When I get weary of doing the main project that I'm working on, I do side projects. This is the cheap little plastic mirror that came on the boat. And you can see it was, I don't know, you know, like I said, this was right up here on the bulkhead. I don't know if you can see this, on the back side of this bulkhead. And so anyway, what I'm going to do, my dad was a parts manager for a Jeep AMC dealership for 26 years. And over the years, he accumulated a lot of stuff. Not that he was taking it home illegally, but just parts and all kinds of stuff that didn't get picked up and so forth. This is a mirror that was left behind. It was among his possessions. It's gorgeous, perfect, a whole lot better than this. Okay, so that is going to replace that, and so I'm already up in the V berth here, and I'm going to do that little project, and I'll show you the results when I get it all done. Okay, well, good news. Just got back from Seafood Sam's, and starboard side is not only all painted, but it's all dry, which is excellent. I didn't anticipate it drying that fast. And I've already got everything shifted over to port. I have a tent structure set up that's way better than the one I had for starboard. And tomorrow morning early, I'm going to get in here and tape off my eyebrow so I can go ahead and begin getting paint down. And we're going to get both these sides done. Tomorrow's my anniversary. I'm going to try to get this done early in the morning, so I can spend the rest of the day with my wife and try to just enjoy our 49th anniversary. So anyway, love that woman. What a blessing to have her. And all right, tomorrow morning, up and at 'em. So welcome back to Restoring Little Girl, one step at a time here. And we'll get these tracks all bedded and installed, and get our hatch covers back in, and hopefully get all this done before I have to leave and head back to Vermont. I headed out to the boat this morning about 6:45. Gonna get this work done early because it's my anniversary today, our anniversary, 49th. And so I got to get out there. I want to get the eyebrow taped off on the porch side and try to get this painting done. I probably won't paint until after breakfast, but I want to get the tape off right now. I'm up ahead of everybody else, so the beauty is while they're having breakfast, I can get the paint on. And really important I get this done. I want to be able to get this painted, get the tracks back on, get the hatches back in on this trip. So that's just done. And I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but let's get out to the boat, get some work done. The first thing I've got to get done is get this paint that I put on yesterday on top of the track line. I've got to get that sanded out. Once that's sanded, then we can go ahead and clean down the top of the eyebrow right here. Here, focus in. Okay, clean down the top of the eyebrow with some Windex, and then I'm going to tape this off, and we'll be ready. Anyway, let's get to sanding. I finally finished it, all the way up inside the tunnel here, but my eyebrow is all taped off for port side, and I should be able to go ahead and get the paint on right after breakfast. Get back out here before everybody else gets up, try to get the work done. So, all right, we'll catch you guys right after some food, and we'll be back. Bye. So I've finished stirring this after 2 days of using this stuff. It's pretty well stirred anyway. Now, one of the problems you have when you're trying to get a stir stick out is that the stuff gets down in the groove there. What I usually do is just take a screwdriver and scrape it. All the edges. By the way, this is a four-sided screw. The shank of this is four-sided, so it makes it easy to do. But anyway. And then, when I'm done, tilt it so that it can run off. And I have a piece of paper towel standing by. And I just wipe off the screwdriver. That way, the paint gets back in your bucket, and your stir stick stands up, and you're good to go. And you haven't messed up your edges or your thing, which mine is messed up already. But the point is, it keeps a lot of paint from running down into the grooves and making it more complicated the next time I want to get the lid off. Well, I got it done. All the painting is done. The only thing I didn't get was right on the very front. Let me move back in here. Got all this painted even into the center here. This is easy epoxy. All paint is like this, but I mean, once it begins to set and you get a little guy like this, I got two bugs in here, one right here and one right here. This guy just landed a few minutes ago. He's already contributed his body to the paint job. So anyway, don't try picking it out once the paint's begun to set. You make it more of a mess. I mean, that's my perspective on it anyway. Just let it dry, let everything dry down, then you just pick him out of there a little bit. If you got to do touch-up, it'll be almost negligible because it's such a tiny spot. So anyway, yeah, I'll just let him dry right into the paint job. Here's a little fleck of pine debris that managed to get in under the tarp. But anyway, we're good. We're good. I'm glad I got this. Now, the starboard's all done over here. Port is now done. And, yeah, I'm really happy about this. So, big job. Once this is dry, immediately, the tape's going to come off. I've already done it starboard. Port's going to be done. And then the tracks are going back on, bedded. Hatches are going back in, and we're good to go. That's the main objective of this whole trip, is to get this hatch in order. So, all right, I'm gonna bail out of here. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm gonna go see if my wife wants to go do something. This is our anniversary day. We've already got things planned for tonight for supper. Going to a little place right down on the harbor for our supper, and looking forward to it. Well, guys, it worked. Tunnels work. Everything's painted up. Everything's back together and bedded, thankfully. Tracks are all properly put back, bedded, screwed home. So that part of her is ready to go back in the water, and I'm just ecstatic. So yeah, finally. It was worth all the work, though. Listen to that. I just gotta wax it a little bit, which keep it waxed, and it's good to go. All right, guys, happy, and one major job done for this trip. Okay, let's get this thing turned around. Well, good morning, guys. We're going to be leaving this morning. Been a great several days here, and got the major job done that we wanted to get done. In the meantime, my wife and I had a wonderful time last night. We went down to the harbor, down to Hyannis Harbor, and ate supper at Spanky's. Phenomenal seafood, just tremendous. And I'm not going to go into the details, but suffice it, we went to the whole. We went to, got all the fixings, the appetizers and everything. It was just tremendous. And then where we were eating, we're right on at a window, looking right out onto the harbor, and right there is the tie-up for the little cruise ship that goes, does harbor tours and so on. And anyway, so we said, I wonder about maybe after we were done eating. So I went over and found out about it, and I went ahead and bought tickets. And so as soon as we were done eating and having our dessert, whole 9 yards, we waited in line and got aboard this cruise, a little cruise boat, and went for a sunset sail out around not just Hyannis, Lewis Bay, just really, really beautiful. And it was a wonderful evening for our 49th wedding anniversary. We had a good time. So, in the meantime, because of leaving when we did, I never finished. I didn't do anything to clean up this cockpit. It is a wreck out here. I was all about one thing, and that was getting the tracks and the hatch covers off from this boat, get everything cleaned up, painted, bedded, everything put back together, and it's done. And boy, that was the main project for this trip, and it was just getting it ready, because now I don't mind putting this girl in the water, because now those tracks are all bedded, the screw holes, and we can go in. I don't have to worry about taking waves or rain, it can let it come. Everything is all sealed up and bedded, and we're good to go. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, I think we're going to call this wraps for this trip. Thank you for stopping by Restoring Little Girl, and been a great trip. And it was specifically about me and my wife, and celebrating our 49th. But on the other hand, that major project had to get done, and it did. I will say this in closing. Just as soon as the paint was dry on the port side, all that tent, everything just came completely down immediately. Just as soon as I touched it was dry, everything came down, and I began the whole bedding process of taking those tracks and getting them thoroughly bedded and screwed home, and we were good to go. So, hey, huge relief to me. And it just means little girl is that much closer to getting her in the water. So, hey, guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you on the next trip down. All put back together. And she's looking sweet. Awesome.